Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam and welcome back to the AFI project. Today we're going to be taking a look at yet another movie from the wild and just outstanding career of Billy Wilder. It's Double Indemnity. This was written and directed by Wilder. It tells the story of an insurance salesman, played by McMurray, who is courted by a frustrated housewife, played by Barbara Stanwyck. She wants her husband dead, so the insurance salesman and the wife collude together on a double indemnity life insurance policy, which states that if the husband were killed in an accident, then the wife would be awarded somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000. And considering that this movie was made in 1944, $100,000 must have been like $10 million. Firstly, let's talk about Fred MacMurray. I have actually seen a few of Fred MacMurray's movies, but they were all Disney movies. So to see him in a bit of a darker role, it was a little bit of a culture shock for me, because I remember him being, the absent-minded professor in, The Absent-Minded Professor, as well as the movie Son of Flubber, and as the Boy Scout leader in the very underrated Disney movie called Follow Me, Boys. Which also, by the way, stars a very, very, very young, baby-face-looking Kurt Russell. Like, seriously, he's so young in that movie. So to see him in this more sinister presence was a bit weird to see, but once the dialogue started to kick in, it's Wilder, so of course it's very good. I was just like, okay, this feels right. I enjoyed Barbara Stanwyck. I admittedly haven't seen a ton of her work, but from what I did see of her in this movie, I did enjoy. But my favorite part of the movie was absolutely Edward G. Robinson. If I could describe Edward G. Robinson in so many words, it would basically be, if you need someone to be a menacing henchman or a menacing villain, you call Robinson. As a henchman, he is great in movies like the Cecil B. DeMille classic, The Ten Commandments. And as a villain, he is downright vicious in the Humphrey Bogart vehicle, Key Largo, which is definitely underrated. But in a bit of a rare twist of fate, Robinson is actually the voice of reason, which, again, was like, this doesn't compute. Robinson is normally the guy, busting through the door, not saying someone don't bust through the door, but he was really good, so, the man had range, I suppose. But I don't know if it's because I watched this movie for the first time for this review segment, or it's because I have seen two better Billy Wilder movies in Sunset Boulevard and Some Like It Hot, but I would happily watch those two movies over Double Indemnity. It's not a dig against Double Indemnity. I enjoyed this movie very much. However, when it comes to Sunset Boulevard, there's something... But when it comes to Sunset Boulevard and Some Like It Hot, both of those movies had something that kept me hooked. In Sunset Boulevard, it was like, okay, who's playing who? Because is it Norma Desmond or is it Joe Gillis? It is like changing loyalties and who's on top and who's on bottom and just who's playing who. And in Some Like It Hot, the two main leads had to keep so on their toes that you really couldn't tell, like, they couldn't take a break, they couldn't say, alright, let's sit down. Like, no, they had... I felt like a lot of Double Indemnity was just Fred MacMurray telling me what just happened. And I guess that's a good way to parlay into what I didn't like about the movie, was that the narration was just omnipresent, and at a point I was just like, can I please just mute this? Now, before anyone starts getting at me in the comments, I know that in Sunset Boulevard there was a lot of narration from a very dead Joe Gillis. But at the same time, all of his narration was relevant to getting into the mind of Norma Desmond. It was there, but it was all relevant stuff. I was afraid half the time that MacMurray was going to tell me how many steps he got in that day. I feel like, in a weird roundabout way, when people make fun of noir movies, or at least parody it in stuff like Calvin and Hobbes, this is where they're pulling from. But I enjoyed this movie enough. It's Billy Wilder, so of course it's going to be pretty entertaining. But at the same time, I would happily watch Sunset Boulevard or Some Like It Hot over Double Indemnity every day of the week and twice on Sunday. But that is all for me, guys. Thank you so much as always for watching. Next time, well, I'm standing over the literal mouth of madness because next time on the AFI project, we're going to be talking about one of the straight up most surreal movies ever made. From 1979, it is Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down in the comments below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.